Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Carolyn and I'm the owner of Crafting with Gloria's Purpose. We're here to make unique gifts for you or for that special someone. This week, we have a lot to do and a short time to do it. So stay tuned to see if we can get this all done. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the week of April 12th. Tax week. So we were a little late to the game getting our taxes to our accountant, and she is kicking ass getting it done. So we are keeping our fingers crossed. We're going to make that 15th deadline, and we're already putting things in place this year to make next year a little quicker. We dropped the ball this year. Not going to lie. So this week, we have quite a bit to get done. I did not do much this weekend because I wouldn't say several months ago, probably a little over a month and a half or something like that, we had some pretty bad storms come through and it ripped through and tore off 3 portions of our fence. So we had to dig some holes, put some new posts in, and do cement. So we spent pretty much all day yesterday doing that because it was a nicer day of the two, and so I didn't really get to do anything in the office here, but I do have a lot I got to get done. I have still the new QR codes to do. The only ones that are left are for my small banner and for my car. They are not pivotal for any of the upcoming events that we're currently having, so those can kind of chill if I don't get to them, but I don't want to lose sight of them. For the retail space this week, I need to get in there more than, I'm tired of saying that I got to get these items done. So I have what I have left to do is adding the items to the Shopify collection, and I have keychains that I want to make. So I have the pup list of what ones I want to make, and they're going to go into the little basket here with the car coasters, I think, in the front because they're shorter, and then that way I can kind of maximize that. The stickers are completed with the exception I want to throw in some stuff that's not just dogs, so I want to throw in a few cats and some inspirational ones and maybe some of the cryptid ones. So then that way I have a nice round offering of stickers. And I need to finish, I forgot the shadow box on here. The shadow box, I just need to cut a new plexiglass for the front for my frame, and that is completed as well. So then I just need to get a hold of the location and let them know I'm ready and when's a good time to meet this week. Today obviously is not that day, but I'm hoping that maybe midweek everything will be all ready to go and we can get that into the space. The other things that I have is I want to do a table layout for my Bigfoot event and try to figure out what all I'm bringing. So that's probably going to be later in the week, I think, for this one. And then I also need to start promoting it. She is promoting it heavily, which is amazing. There's going to be guest speakers and all kinds of stuff there. So we're really geeked that this is going to be a fun event. And like I said from the beginning, if it wasn't a vendor there, we probably would have gone to the event because it seems like it's going to be fun. Tons of food and some vendors that are going to be there. So pretty excited to be part of that. I do need to do some admin, but that's, nothing major. I need to bite the bullet and figure out if I'm doing this event in September. That is the bigger show. I still haven't paid my fee, but I have till the 21st. I'm probably going to make that decision here in the next day or two and then get that paid. I need to replenish the stickers that I have cut back here for my in-person events. I need to put my branding on the back of them and get them into the square. And then last but not least, this weekend I was kind of, how you get into those little ruts where you're like, am I doing this just for myself? Like, is anybody actually seeing me? Like, and I'm getting a lot of hits to the site, but nobody buys. And I know a lot of people aren't purchasing stuff in this time of the year. And I understand that. But I always feel like I'm not doing enough, or something's not being seen, or things like that. So I used AI for a purpose other than just, all the scary things that AI can do. I gave it my website address for my Shopify store, and I asked it to basically critique it for me and ask me and give me feedback on my SEO, on how my things looked, like what I could do as a small business owner who gets traction to the site but no buyers. What am I missing? Because I kind of jumped into Shopify. For those of you that are new, I used to be on Big Cartel and I loved it, but I had a whole issue with scammers. And I do have a separate video that talks about that whole thing. But I jumped over to Shopify to eliminate and have a more secure checkout to stop them from card testing on my site. And so far it's been perfect. However, I had just kind of like jumped into Shopify without a lot of, I didn't look into a lot of the thing with, the web building and the different links and basically all the upgrades that you could do, because my store was very basic at Big Cartel. No bells and whistles, none of that. So when I set it up, I did it down and dirty just to get it up and get it seen, and it functions. However, I think there are things that I need to do to get myself out there that I didn't do when I set it up originally. So I'm trying to go through there. It gave me a list of ideas that I would not have thought of. So there's some things that I want to do. So I do want to take some new photography. I want to kind of give my homepage a little more pizzazz. And also, I want to learn how to use the meta tags to make each of my pages more unique. So if you're searching for, say you click on, let's just say a collie, and you click on a collie keychain, when you scroll to the bottom, I have it so that it will show you more items, but it won't give you specific items that maybe a person who has a collie would be looking for. So I want the products at the bottom to have purpose, so that if you're clicking on it, it goes, well, how about this collie decal or notepad or and I can have it be specific. So I spent some of Friday into Saturday reading up and learning some of the stuff for my site. And I did find out that I can go in and I can set it up as dynamic. And by dynamic, meaning it will pick complementary items, which I'm hoping is what I'm doing here. But I went in and I had to keyword all my products to have the specific dog in there, so I didn't have a template for every single dog. Because then I could, if I had a collie page or a template and that was a collie, it would automatically I could tell it only show me collie stuff on the bottom. And I don't want to do that 80 plus times, plus for cats. Like I want to have it do just, have it update the page based on what you are. So then if you picked a decal, it would show you the keychain below. If you picked, car coaster, then car coaster wouldn't be in the bottom. So I want to go through and have it be more purposeful for that kind of thing. I did go in and edit some of my templates so I can show you a little bit of what I was talking about. So this is my website, and these would be for my car coaster. So if I wanted to click on the Airedale Terrier, what I had originally was at the bottom, it just had a list of shop our other products. And what I wanted to have say is, like for the hand towels, I know I fixed that one. I changed it so that when you click on a hand towel, say the cranberry cookie shot glass, it will show you these would look great in your home instead of it just being generic. So this template was made just for hand towels. And what it does is when I make updates to it, it updates every single page that has the actual template attached to it. So each one of these are a little more complementary, I guess is the word, but these aren't done with the dynamic. These ones are just the related, I believe is the drop down. So I was able to go in and I can change these to say handmade or it's a perfect gift. And then when I go to back to my hand towels and I pick something that's not a bar towel, so let's just say I pick the Life is Better with Pizza. It still says it would look great in your home, but it gives me other ones that are more related to it. So that way, I think the towels are fine that way, but I definitely want to group it further down with the dogs. So for what I did complete, I believe I did the keychains. So if you go into this Blue Tick Coonhound, at the bottom, I changed the headline to say, for the pet obsessed, no judgment. As of right now, I just have it showing collections that also have pet related things in it. What I want it to have is show me only things that are for Blue Tick Coonhounds to kind of capture that. If someone's looking for a Blue Tick Coonhound, they would also like the car coaster or a sticker maybe, or the decal that goes with it or something like that. So I want to make these a little more tightened up. So I'm going to work on that. That's what I want to work on next. I did do that and I did the shadow boxes as well. So shadow boxes, if you go into those, you'll love these shadow boxes too. I'm going to try and change these headlines to be a little more SEO rich, or catchy, just so that people, it's just not so generic and salesy, because I want it to be, other ones that you've had your eye on, or these ones would look great on your bookcase or something like that. So I did work on a few of these, not a lot, but I did get a good dent started. So I have, I believe car coasters were done as well. And I think I changed the headline because one pet item is never enough. So this will kind of get me where I need to be for the moment, but I want this to be a little more robust down here where it is specific to the dog that they're looking for, or cat at this point. Like once I get the dogs figured out, then I can do the cats too. And the other thing that I had on my list is I want to kind of give my homepage a little bit of a refresh as well. I try to get everything in here as best as possible. But one of the suggestions that it had given was the collection names are great, but they're not enticing and they don't give people a purpose to buy. So instead of putting car coasters, maybe I put car coasters and the decals that go for the cars together in a collection that's titled, for your car, or, something along those lines. The apparel could be separated out a little more and have it be like for the dog mom or pet lovers, or something where items are grouped that way instead of, just generic, hey, here's notepads, hey, here's shadow box frames. Like it could be, gives them more of a, hey, here's what you can do for these, or how the gifts would, if you're searching for a gift for someone. So that is what I'm going to work on this week. I want to get this cleaned up and a little better, visually appealing. It's been up for a couple months now, and I'm getting the traction, but I want to get the buyers too. So that's what we're going to work on. So I have a couple minutes before I have to log into work. So I'm going to try to work on getting a couple of these little things off my list, like maybe the admin. I don't have a lot to enter, so I can get that crossed off pretty easily. And then hopefully at lunch, I can keep working on either the branding part or start printing some of my keychains and getting some stuff done, and get myself in a better spot for the rest of the week. So I will catch you hopefully at lunch, if not definitely tomorrow, where we hit the ground running and getting a whole bunch more stuff done. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. So I didn't film yesterday. Sorry for it's raining, which while the overheads are on, it is just dark and dreary and blah. But it is going up to 80, so I guess there's that. So I worked on the last few items for my retail space. So I have stickers, keychains that I'm going to be assembling, and then I'm going to make the time to find out when I can stop in and fill up my space. Here's the funny thing. So this little pup here is my pit bull. As I was pressing it, I realized, why is it not coming off so easy? Like the other ones just slid right out. I never took the protective layer off the one side, and it pressed right through it. But what's funny is I got this like little, I got this melted, but yeah, apparently it went right through it. So good to note. If you forget, I just assumed it would the protective layer would stop the ink from going through, and apparently that is not the case. So happy accident indeed. So I'm going to get these put together. My Cricut just finished cutting my stickers. So I have a few cats, as you saw, and a couple words ones. And I am going to get these packaged up and ready to go for the space. And then I unfortunately have just enough time to do that and probably log into work. So I'm going to get started on these, and hopefully I'll catch you around lunchtime where we can maybe work on something fun, or it's probably going to end up being more work. I did make some changes to my website, which I am super geeked about. So I've been going through the prompts or the results from my prompt, and things to add into my website to maybe yield some actual sales and get people to stay on a little longer. I was able to have the Sidekick create some reviews for me to put in the bottom. So like an actual review section. I don't have it. I don't pay for a service to do that. So manually I'm adding the ones that I have in there. So if they apply to a specific template, so like if I created a template for all of my towels, I have one review specifically for that, and that's just not a general shop. And then I have keychains. I have ones that I think I have one that's specific to a keychain, one that's specific to a coaster, and one that was for one of the dog shirts. So I just put those three on the pages with the pet items so that it would be pet related, pet themed items for that page. So I went through and I applied that to it. I have 3 or 4, I think it's 3. Apparel is going to be one, vinyl decals, and can't remember what the other one was that I need to finish up. Oh, I started the notepads, but I got to finish it. So I got to go through and apply my templates to those pages and then get them out there to the masses. So I am loving how that's turning out, and how I can see in the future how it'll make it easier for me to edit, because once I edit the template, it edits all the products. Whereas before I had them individual pages, I was just doing a save as because I didn't know any better. So knowing that going into, if I add another product or another collection, I can set that up as a template and then do that. So I'm going to get started on these, and hopefully I'll catch you at lunch. So how funny is it that I sat here the entire time and I recorded assembling these and I forgot to hit record? Well, I'm on my last one. And the other good news is sun's out. Hopefully this dreary morning is gonna turn around because I am really struggling this morning. I just want to go back to sleep. Yeah, so I've got about 7 minutes. So I got stickers done. I am assembling my last keychain. And I hate every part of doing this part. It's too tedious and too slow, and I don't get joy out of this part. But nonetheless, last one. So these are the ones that I'm going to put in the retail space. So I have, I'll bring you down here and show you. So these are the little guys that we're going to be putting in this space. So we've got the Bernese, the Corgi, Pitbull, Golden, Black Lab, Yorkie, and a Dachshund, short hair. I opted to not make them exactly like the car coasters. I threw some of the more popular breeds in there, but I wanted to keep it a little, what's the word, diverse a little bit. So this way, hopefully, you know, it gives people an idea of the stuff that we will be carrying. So these will also be in here once I make some more $3 sticker things, but that's what these are. So these have a good bit. So this will fill up this bin a little, gives people room to look through, but not overly putting a bunch of stickers in there. And then, like I said, I have my car coasters ready. And I finished the shadow box, so that's done. And I am all ready to set this up. Hello and welcome to lunchtime. It is Thursday. I got laundry going and gonna start working on some more stuff off my to-do list. So last night I made a huge chunk on my website. I'm trying to go through and do it right. So I spent a lot of time getting it up and running just to get it up and running. And now I'm going through and doing it a little more thoughtfully. So I have one collection left to go through and zhuzh up, if you want to use the word. But I kind of wanted to show you what I've gotten so far. And let's pull you over here and show you on the screen. So I have my window open just because, well, it's beautiful outside and I am enjoying it. So this is the website as it looks right now. I wanted to do something with the front, but I'm not quite there yet. It functions as of right now, but I'd like to make it look a little better. So what I did with my AI prompts is, so I went in and I had, so if you go into my car coasters, I have just a little bit of a description, and then I have all of the car coasters labeled in here. So I did shoot a new version of the car coasters to go in with, so I have another photo to go in. I just got to finish editing them, but I have those ready to go. And then I have added a little why you'll love these coasters and bullet points to go with that. So that was one of the suggestions that was in there, was to give reasons or ideas on how it could be used in everyday life versus just saying, hey, here's a car coaster for $7. I also added the in-stock part, and I also have these here. So these blocks you can put icons with, and I made it so that they knew that they were handmade in-house. They have a colorful design, pet lover friendly, and I also have over here for the custom orders, I actually made this a link so it will open it up into a contact page as another tab.
So I thought that that would be really cool if people were like, oh, it takes custom orders. Where does this thing? And then I was thinking about maybe adding something in there, but I didn't want it to be too wordy because I do like the punch of just having short ones. I also have related reviews underneath that go with that product. And then I changed these to read, because one pet item is never enough. So I have it set that it shows the collections that are pet related underneath. I also did for my shadow boxes the exact same thing. So if you go in here, I have the product details, which are done as bullet points. I have why you'll love these. I also have added a background so that you can see that it has a kickstand and that it also can just sit on the shelf. Plus it has the hang option as well. These ones I did with custom order as well. And this one, it auto pulled in what is related. So it pulled these different shadow boxes in here. And I did put the reviews in there. I might flip-flop them so that they match the other ones. But yeah, I'll probably put those up at the top. The other things that I did was, so for my Sasquatch, or for my stickers and my decals for in-person events, I offer a bundle deal. So I opted to do that as well for my inside shop because I haven't been. So I have these as, with the product details, why you'll love the stickers, but then I put in the bundle deal, which is if you buy two, you get one free, or you can get one for $3. And I have them as with an asterisk so that you can see that the disclaimer says that it's automatically applied at checkout. And then I have just generic, because I don't have any sticker only reviews, so I stuck with just the ones that apply to the entire store. And then I made this one also generic, that you're already here, you might as well, and then you'll want these too. And this has just a couple collections, or a few collections from there. And then, like I said, for my decals, I did the exact same thing. So if you click on one of these, you'll have the vinyl decals deal, which is the 3 for $12. I was having a hard time getting this one to work. It wasn't breaking it down correctly, so I ended up having it ends up being $12, but what it is you buy two and you basically get the third one. I think it's 20% off or something. So it ends up taking $1 off of each to make the deal. And I couldn't get the deal to work right. But this one actually has the same in the template. But I absolutely love the option to make these into templates, because now I can go in and I can edit any of this copy and it'll apply it to everything that has this template on it. It's a lot of upfront work for me now since I've already gone through and set this store up. But adding new products after the fact will be so much easier. So I have my notepads are the same way. I have, SEO friendly bullet points in here. And this one here, I have it set up to go with the pet themed products. So if this isn't a dynamic, which is the one where it'll auto fill for you, I have it set up that if it's for this product, to show other products here. So I've manually gone in and done that on the templates, but going forward, I might change that up a little bit. So the only ones that I have left to work on are the apparel ones. So once I set up one, I will just apply it to the other ones. And then I don't have my cryptid collection in here. That's just kind of like a homepage thing, but I do need to go in and adjust these ones. So I believe these ones are fixed. Yeah, because these ones fell under the shadow boxes, so I have that addressed. But mugs are completely a different product, and same with the t-shirts. So stickers, I think, have their own deal. I set these ones up as a buy three, get the fourth for free. So this way, if you wanted to get the whole collection, you could. And so that one, I don't really want to mess with that one just yet. I'm going to let that deal run for a little bit, and then I will just make it go back to the buy two get one free. And then the apparel will also go from there. And I have my decals here. They fall into the decals template. So all in all, I'm really excited with how these turned out. So now this front page just needs a little bit of love. I'm a huge fan of these tabs, but I don't know that they rewrite at first. Like, I know what they do, but I don't know that people know to click on these. So I think I might change this to just be more of a static, like these bento layouts, and changing these to be, maybe 3 blocks across or something like that, and then eliminating this one altogether and just making this fill the space, just to kind of clean up the homepage a little bit. I'd like to ultimately put a video in here at the top, so the shadow boxes would be there, but then it would scroll through some other stuff. But I don't have the photos for them just yet, so this is going to have to serve what it is for right now. And then I wanted to get the products all taken care of first. So I'm well on my way to making this look a little more presentable. So all in all, not too bad. I got a good bit to do, but a lot done. I contacted the shop about putting my inventory in, so I'm waiting to hear back on a day that I can go in and set that up. I also have my next big thing is to start working on upcoming event. May 2nd is coming up quick, so I want to make sure that I have enough Bigfoot stuff. I promote it. We do want to pull the tent out, since it hasn't been pulled out since our event in, it's been a hot minute. September? Maybe not even then. I think that was an indoor event too. Maybe it was like August. What might have been our last tent pull out. So we want to pull that out, brush it out, clean out, see whatever creepy crawlies found a home in there, and get that all ready to go. I also want to find a way to hang a vertical banner on the side. I'm going to have my big one in the back, but I want those ones that I have for my grid walls. I ultimately would love to make that something that hangs out of the tent and hang those. So that might be something I might need to look at and see what kind of magnets, if I have something strong enough that will hold a pole to stick out. So that and table layout are probably my next biggest thing. And then my next cryptid, I need to finalize that so that I can get him up and into the collection. And yeah, we're good. We're getting there. So I am going to leave you here. Tomorrow is a little bit of a crazy day, so I probably won't be filming or doing anything. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you don't already. And I hope that you have an awesome week. And I thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.